This dish is ridiculously easy to put together. There's no chilling, no waiting. You basically mix it all together and you can bake it off. Dare I say, you could probably start this after your dinner and still have dessert that night. First things first, we are going to go with 180 grams of soft salted butter. And once that's in there, an equal quantity of caster sugar. As you can see, it's going to be pretty sweet. Then I'm going with a heaped teaspoon of vanilla extract, another store-cupboard essential. Then get your hand mixer in there. We want to cream this for 2 or 3 minutes until it's light and pale in colour. And once that's all creamed together, go in with 1 large egg. So not a lot of egg and a lot of butter. So this is quite unstable, and that's where a really good cookie dough comes from. The egg just about holds the mix together, but when we crack into it when it's baked, it should be gooey. Okay, once that's smooth, we're going to retire the hand mixer and get it back up on the scales. So in here, we're going to go with 230 grams of plain flour and just half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, just to give it a little bit of lift when it bakes. Then with the bicarb, just going with half a teaspoon. Now, once that's through there, don't go back to the hand blender. Just going to grab a spatula. We just want to bring it together. If we overwork it, what happens is the gluten starts to activate in that flour, and we end up with a doughy cookie. Nobody wants a doughy cookie. Once that's folded together, and that's the sort of texture we're after, quick clean down, we're going to talk about our filling. So first things first, I have some white chocolate and a classic combination, raspberries. Now, fresh raspberries are quite expensive, and they're also only in season for certain parts of the year. So I'm turning to frozen raspberries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them through frozen, and what I like about them is they're quite acidic, and there's so much sugar going on in this mix that the little burst of acid, as well as the red colour through the cookie, is amazing to eat. We're going with 150 grams of the raspberries and 150 grams of the chocolate. So with the chocolate, just by hand, just into the squares, and then break into 4. Get that right in on top, and then we're going to fold it all through. Now, to make this cookie dough even easier, we're going to bake it in the pan. And the first thing we need to do with the pan is we're just going to line it with a little bit of our leftover softened butter, brush it with a pastry brush, and it's going to make sure that nothing sticks. And the best part of that is it's going to be way easier to wash up after. So what we do is we get our dough, fill it just about 3/4 of the way up, and the rest of this dough can be frozen down, and you can use it midweek, later in the week, or whenever. Now, once you've got a nice even amount of dough in there, just use the back of the spatula to smooth it out on top. Now, once you're happy with that and it's nice and neat, it gets even simpler. It goes into the oven, 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. What we're looking for is that it'll be crispy and sort of cracked on top, but when we put our spoon down there, it's still molten in the middle. This is going to be good. Have a look at this. So what we're after from molten cookie dough is that it's nice and caramelized on the edges, but there's just that little bit of wobble in the middle. Now, while that's resting, we're going to think about plating up. I'm going to serve it in bowls. You could get a spoon straight in there. And a hot cookie like that needs cold ice cream. I'm using vanilla ice cream here, but you can use whatever you have in your freezer. This is about using up the leftovers. Time to crack in. So just carefully cut yourself a little wedge. It's nice and dense and crispy on the outside, but in the middle, it's completely molten, which is exactly what we're after. And we're going into our bowl. And then just to finish off, a little scoop of vanilla ice cream. Straight in on top. Hot cookie dough, cold ice cream. Match made in heaven. I think it's time to taste. It kind of speaks for itself. It is ridiculously tasty. Quick to make, using leftover ingredients, I'd say be hard-pressed to find a better dessert than that.
Oh,